So people have asked me how I stay warm, what I use to heat this thing. Well, first of all, we insulated it to the best of our ability, and that's rigid foam insulation right there, and it is right here as well, in between this piece of plywood and the wood here. But there isn't any insulation back here, so it still does get cold. But some insulation's better than no insulation. But how do you heat it? How do you get warm if it's really cold? And that's where the Mr. Heater comes in. Now, this is not the first video that I've done on the Mr. Heater. There's another variant of this. It's called the Mr. Buddy. They basically do the same thing. And a lot of people are skeptical of a propane heater that's indoor safe, but these are indoor safe, and these are a global product. You can find them at Walmart. You can find them on eBay, and they end up on Craigslist every now and then. And that's where this one came from. And the other question that people may wonder is, how do you safely run it? You know, a lot of people aren't comfortable with running something like this, even though when I was in the yurt in Colorado, I directly connected this to it, and look how well I turned out. But that aside, what's really important to know is that if you're going to be in a situation where you want to have some additional heat, be you in a vehicle or a van or some sort of confined space, first thing you want to get, of course, is the heater and or the propane tank. Now these run for about $60 at Fred Meyer and Home Depot and Lowe's, and I got this full, brand new, off Craigslist for 40 bucks 2 weeks ago. And I've pretty much had this in my truck ever since. This is the missing component. Just one piece that screws in here. And these go for about $18 at Harbor Freight, which is where I'm at right now. It's been raining, but it's not a big deal when you got a raincoat. So this is the adapter. They run for about $18.95. There's also coupons you can find online for Harbor Freight. You get 25% off, and there's also coupons for the tools you can get. Well, today I didn't come with any coupons because I don't have a printer to print out the coupon, but you know, just a little tip there. You know, that trailer here came from Harbor Freight for about $277 after the coupon and after the sale. It was originally about $369.99, which is I think that's what it is right now today. So this is important to know that it's just one piece that you need. I was thinking that I need a hose, so I bought the hose that they had here and came out and realized that it didn't even fit. Went back and told them, and at least someone that works here was familiar with what I'm trying to do, which is refill the small bottles instead of running a hose from that to that, which many people believe can be a hazard, especially if it starts to leak. So this is the safe way to do it. And again, these were designed to be indoor safe. If they weren't safe, we would have known about it by now. So you can find these in your own community. You can buy them online. They retail for about $100, but I got this for $40 on Craigslist, and that's actually about how much I paid for the other Mr. Buddy, which I also bought off of Craigslist while traveling through Colorado. So it's amazing the things that you can find on Craigslist. So the goal is to fill these little things, these little 1-pound cylinders. Now normally these go for $9.99 at Fred Meyer, and if you're going to be heating yourself, paying the full price, that's pretty expensive. These only run for about 4 hours. And so it's really wise to have an adapter like so, and it screws in right here. You'll also notice when you take it out, the pin from this seems to come out with it, so be aware of that. You're going to have to unscrew it from your cylinder and manually screw it back into here. These feel better when they're completely empty first, when the cylinders are completely empty. But now we're going to go ahead and open it. And it's open all the way. It may not be going because this thing has a little bit of fuel in it already, the cylinder that is. But I'm just doing this as a demonstration. So it's recommended that you do this for about a minute or so. Now I don't know what happens past a minute. Does it just stop, or does it blow up and take out a whole city with it? I don't know. I'm gonna guess that it just stops. But you probably don't want to have it go past the minute mark. But maybe you can. I'm not an expert on these things. But I want to make sure people know how easy this is. To get something like this, and get a heater like that, get a couple of these, and get this adapter right there. There's no hose needed. There is no hose needed. Now we'll go ahead and close this. Now we'll go ahead and open this. And the other thing that I want to mention is it's important to tighten this down really tight with a wrench, and that's what I'm going to be doing next. Now notice the pins coming out. Apparently this is a part of it. See that? That is meant to stay in there. So we'll go ahead and undo that. Go ahead and put that in here. Get a wrench, tighten it. And there you go. So it's really not a big deal. You get yourself an indoor safe heater. Hopefully you're somewhere that's somewhat insulated. Get yourself a propane tank, get yourself an adapter, and have a couple cylinder bottles, and you're good to go. Thanks for watching, and hope this is some valuable information to somebody out there that may be thinking about how they can heat their on-the-go vehicle with not a whole lot of effort.